Welcome to the channel. This is Geauxgreddy, your 2018-2019 SCCA Senla Region F Street Autocross Champion and GT Sport Sim Racer. And tonight the action is at the Nurburgring GP circuit in the 2019 exhibition season round 2 race 2. And before we get to the action, if you could hit that like button and smash that subscribe so you don't miss out on any future action. So let's look at tonight's lobby. Lots of familiar names in here. We got Mop Racer, we got Zombie Speed, we got Interpol, Geauxgreddy, Yes No, Yes No. We got Lord Megatron in here, Andre Sav, Fat Fella, Nettles, GRT Gemini, Rex On, Rex Off. Man, lots of good names, and guess what? Lots of good action, so stay tuned. Let's get to it. All right, on to the qualifying. My strategy is pretty simple. Burn fuel, pit new tires, burn fuel, hot lap, hot lap. Trying to get 2 laps in a banker and a solid, and I got a solid 159.9 in, and I was hoping that would be good enough for a top 5 position. And was it? Well, we'll just have to wait to find out. Thank you, Opera Lady. So, who ended up on pole in the lobby? All those familiar names. Well, if you guessed Geauxgreddy, you'd be wrong. It was not me. Rather, the gentleman in the Duck U livery. That's right, GT Interpol with a 157.980. Very nicely done. Followed by Mop Racer in second. And that's right, yours truly, Geauxgreddy in third with a 158.929. And here we are. We got fourth. There's Zombie Speed, and this is number 5 here. So we're gonna have an interesting little incident with him in a minute here, the Dundo. So let's get to the action. And in 3, 2, 1, gentlemen, let's go. So here we are going down the straight towards corner 1, and corner 1 always promising for action. As I'm behind Mop Racer, I do not want to murder, so I let off the gas here. Tires are cold. Get on the brakes. And there comes the missile, knocking me into Mop Racer. That's right. Mop Racer actually got a penalty right there, I do believe. And I just cut out a little profanity there out of the video. But knocking me back to P9. So let's go take another look at that. So here we are at the start, and you see GT Interpol there, and we are riding along with New Bar. New Bar's behind the Dundo. Now the Dundo brakes at about the 80, gets into Zombie, knocks me completely off the track, who I hit Mop Racer, knocking Mop Racer off the track. Of course, Mop Racer bounced off of someone as he went off the track, and so he gets a 3-second penalty. Of course, the culprit Dundo gets absolutely nothing but 4 positions out of the deal. So again, GT Sports penalty system is completely and totally whacked. So now I'm on my back foot because it knocked me all the way back to 9th, and I'm stuck behind 2 Mercedes that are driving side by side here, Sebastes and Sam White. Now, you know, I've already had a bad start. You know, my tires were dirty coming out of that corner. I couldn't get the power down, so these 2 guys got in front of me. So I just want to get back and from there because I can see 6, 7, 8. And I know that I'm as fast as those guys, so I just want to get back up there. So I'm just trying to get past these 2 dudes. Jump to the inside of Sam right here, thinking if I can just get the cut back on him through here, pick up some speed. And when I do that, Sebastes goes to the inside of me. So again, trying to get the cut back, but Sam a little too slow through the corner there. Of course, he had the other guy to the outside of him. So Mr. Frias goes by me. So now I've got 3 Mercedes in front of me and the little Beetle running up behind me. And I have fallen back even further. So again, like I said, once you get on that back foot, man, it is really hard to get moving forward again. So looking to take the chicane really hot through here. They're bumping and grinding. I try to go to the outside, catch a little bit of Sebastes there. I position myself in the middle, and the Volkswagen sends me between the 2 of them. So appreciate whoever that was, but that was exactly what I needed. So never have I been happier about being punted or rear-ended in my life. So there we go. Jump into 10th place, and I will hang out here for quite some time, chasing down, or hanging out rather, behind Mr. Frias. Hoping we can catch up to the guys in front. Now this is a good time to bring up a point. I wasn't sure who hit me from behind in the race. I thought it might be Zombie Speed because he was right behind me at the time of the race. But rather than get pissy and try to get retribution on Zombie Speed at some point in the game, or anyone else for that matter, since I wasn't 100% sure who hit who, I just let it go and kept racing. You know, because if you let it get to you and you get angry, usually you end up just ruining your race and someone else's race. And a lot of times it's not even the guy's fault who you think it is. It's usually in my experience, someone else hit him into you, or sometimes it's just an honest mistake. So here we see Andre Sav get loose there, and so we move up one position to 9th. So again, always try and keep a cool head in these races. Sometimes you know, you're not always right about what happened. So anyway, just a word of advice, and we'll see an example of that later. All right, moving along to lap 4, and I'm finally catching up to some folks. We have caught back up with Mop Racer. Not sure what happened to him. Maybe he got another penalty or something happened. But anyway, Mr. Frias and I have caught up to him, and I'm thinking, well, you know, this is good. Maybe if these two battle and they both get a penalty, maybe I'll pass him up as I announce the Mercedes-Benz drag race right here. Mercedes versus Jaguar. And who won? I would say Mercedes got a little bit of the edge there. So I'm just trying to put the GTR in position to hopefully overtake one of these two guys and make up another position. Now, I know that Mop was faster at the beginning of the race, but Mr. Frias has been holding really good pace. So I don't know, if I can get in front of either of these dudes, I'd be pretty happy about it. And hopefully pull up towards, you know, the 7th, 6th, 5th, 4th, something like that. Anyway, doing a pretty good job of just trying to apply my brakes early and get good speed coming out of the corners to get a good run on these guys onto the straighter part of the track. So here I sit about a half a second behind Mop, just trying to find a way around these two guys as they battle. Of course, it's always you know, fun to try and figure out how can I maneuver myself to get around two dudes that are battling like these two are. And you know, I've been handling this corner up here pretty well, this left-hander here. So get on the brakes as I get in the gray, and like I always do, and I get into Mop, send him off the track. So I pull over here to the left and wait for him to come back in front of me because I absolutely murdered him, and it was my fault. And so I let him back in front of me and continued on. Now, of course, that brought Sam back into the action. So, and it took Mop off of Mr. Frias's rear end, which kind of sucked for both of us. So apologies, Mop Racer there. I did not want that to happen. I did want to try and get in front of you, but I did not want to send you off the track. So Mop goes in, decides, I guess that it's a good time for tires at the end of lap 5, since he got a little loose there coming out of the corner. And so I travel on here in 8th position. Meanwhile, we have some interesting action going on further back in the pack. So Lord Megatron and the Beetle pit together, and it's going to cause them to come out pitted together. And they are going to, so Megatron's going to move out of the pit lane in front of Gemini, who really has nowhere to go. So he hits the Bug, who takes Rex on, Rex off, right off the track to no fault of his own, nor really Gemini's. And as I am certain, Megatron was, you know, inside the Beetle, so he was probably just trying to move out of the Beetle before he got unghosted, which set off that whole chain of events. Now, what that sparks is two guys really pissed off at each other now. As you see, Megatron gets into Gemini after Gemini kind of forced his way around the inside of that previous lap corner right there, same corner. So you got more bumping going on, as I'm sure that these two are getting a little perturbed with one another. Now, I race with both of these guys and follow them both pretty closely, and I really enjoy racing with both of them, which is why I get a good chuckle out of this, because they're both really good guys. So so here they come, Megatron looking for a way around here on Gemini, trying to find that outside, can't get it, so cuts back out here. He's going to try and get to the inside going into this right-hand sweeper and just struggling to find a way around. Goes for the grass pass, gets in the corner of Gemini. Gemini says, none of this shit, so he grabs inside of Megatron. Megatron goes through the Shadow Realm, is sent back in time, as is Gemini. So they have both gone through the dark shadows and gone backwards in time to be reset on the track. So as you can imagine, this is only going to get better as we head towards the straight. Now, I'm going to jump here to yes, no, yes, no. It has absolutely nothing to do with this. In fact, look how clean his car is. So he must have been racing pretty clean up to this point. He's just chilling back here, just driving along. And also, Gemini gets on the brakes as he swings around Megatron. Megatron had slowed down to wait on Gemini and just launches it and takes out Gemini. So let's look at this again from Lord Megatron's perspective. As he waits on Gemini, Gemini passes the inside, and then Megatron just absolutely kills Gemini. So again, folks, I show this because you, like I said, you never know why someone does something, and sometimes it's just an honest mistake. So I'm sure Megatron got out of the inside of the VW not because he wanted to get in front of Gemini and block him, but because he knew that the bug was going to unghost, and that wasn't going to be good for either of them. Now, part of that is the game's fault. I have no idea why the game allows two people to come out of the pits at the same time and be in one another. It's just bizarre. So again, partly game's fault. It should probably penalize you for leaving the pit lane before the end of the pit as well. So that would have avoided that problem as well. But regardless, keep it cool. Sometimes it's just an honest mistake, and when that happens, if you keep a calm head and just keep racing, then usually it ends up better for everyone involved. So anyway, just my daily word of advice, or weekly or monthly or however rarely I give advice. So anyway, take it, leave it, whatever, it doesn't matter to you. So let's get back to the race. All right, so back to the action. We're at lap 7. I am behind Mr. Frias, and behind me is JTSR Mysterious. Now, this guy was aggravating the poo out of me, and I don't mean that because he's trying to make a pass on me. I don't care. That's racing. You're gonna try and make passes on folks. It's because he qualified in 20th, and by qualified I mean he didn't even bother to set a qualifying time. So he's probably one of these guys who's trying to do one of these last to first races or whatever. And great, I know you're trying to have a good time and all, but what you're doing is you're kind of messing with my race, because here I don't take the inside line. I don't protect it because I know that he's faster than me. He's probably an A+ driver that's goofing around. I mean, he started off in 20th. He's all the way up to 8th, 9th, whatever it is. So I let him by here, and then he can't make the pass stick, so he gets way outside. And I'm not going to alter my line for him. I get back on the inside. He hits me from behind. Not really a big deal, but again, this is just aggravating, because if he'd spent the time qualifying, he'd be up there racing with GT Interpol and Zombie Speed, or me if I'd actually stayed in my 3rd position. Now, it might have whooped me and maybe Zombie and given GT Interpol a good race. But now that I'm trying to catch up to Nettles, Mr. Frias, all those folks in front of me, I need to concentrate on my race, and he's back here playing around, and it's causing me to have to get off my line, and it's costing me time. As you can see, my last lap was a 2:02. It was just awful. My whole back half of my laps 5, 6, and 7 were just absolutely terrible for me. So anyway, putting the head down, trying to catch up to Mr. Frias and Nettles. I'm about 2.5 seconds back. I've got Mop Racer coming back up on my Touche again, and I don't know the tire strategy that he was on, because he went in the pits at the end of 5, so I wasn't really sure how his tires were. Did he pit again? I wasn't sure, because he was making up good time with me. Of course, I was driving like ass, so it's not too too surprising. Of course, I have to come into the pits here at the end of 8 because I made a mistake and missed my pit time, which was supposed to be at the end of 7. So error on Geauxgreddy's fault. It's probably why Mop ran me down. He had fresh tires, and I was running around on these just super slicks. Not that Mop couldn't have run me down anyway. I mean, he's got pretty good pace, but just one of the reasons why. So come back out in 10th, so not too bad. Didn't lose too many positions. I was pretty happy about that. And I was like, well, it could be worse. I mean, now I'm on fresh tires. I'm in 10th. I've dropped all the way back to 12th after the incident in corner 1. So pretty happy about that. So moving on to lap 12, here comes our friend JTSR Mysterious again. Once again, aggravating me just as I catch up with Mop Racer. And like I said, he's aggravating me because I know that he's faster than me. Very aware of his speed, his pace, that he started off in 20th with no qualifying time. So here, again, I'm not trying to block him, just trying to let him by. He's in a GTR, so I would have thought he would have had enough to get by me there. I don't try to block the inside here. I'm trying to let him through on the inside. He does not take it. So I had altered my line into the chicane to let him by. And he does not go by. So, again, just causing me pain. Just go around me, man. Oh, my goodness. So, if you're going to be fast, be fast. If you're just going to be somewhat fast, don't bother. Just please qualify. So, get on the brakes here in the corner 1. He's right on my rear end. I come around this corner. Coming out, I get loose. And gives him the opportunity to go by on the inside, which was fine. I was like, okay, thank you, Jesus. Please pass me. He finally does. So I'm going to jump in a slipstream and hopefully catch back up to Mop Racing. I've only got about 2 3/4 laps left, 13, 14, and 15, to try and make up another position. I'm here in 10th. I'd qualified in 3rd. It's been a pretty poor race for me as far as positions are concerned. And while my pace hasn't been good, the racing has been kind of fun. There's been a lot of action in the race. That was kind of cool. But many aggravating moments in this race. A little bit of mayhem, a little bit of craziness with this guy coming back from 20th. The hit on Mop Racer that gave him the penalty, and then me hitting him out of bounds, and then you had all the craziness going on behind me. It was just kind of a wild race. So about 1.3 seconds back here of Mop, hoping I can just get 1 or 2 more positions with him and Frias battling right here. I'm thinking I can grab another spot. So what I want to do is just not brake late, because when you brake late and you get in those slipstreams, all hell breaks loose. And how I did not get a penalty right there, I have no idea. I mean, I must have caught the left edge there by a pixel to stay on. Now, Mop got into the barricade there, and I thought I was just going to go blowing by him right here. And I tell you what, that Jag has pretty good pace for that mid to high acceleration. I was pretty impressed. So that mistake cost Mop. Allowed me to get enough speed to get by him on the straight and be on the outside, setting me up for the inside right here. I knew my tires were in better shape than his, so he tried to do the cutback, but he just the grip wasn't there. I had just a little more grip than he did, so was able to make the pass stick. And honestly, I thought that I might be able to get M. Frias before, or Mr. Frias. I don't want to say M. Frias, or is it M. Frias? Yeah, it is M. Frias. Anyway, thought I might be able to catch him as well, but he did a good job keeping the car under control, coming out the corners, putting the power down, and keeping me at bay. I was within a second. I was within the good slipstream suck. Needed to, just every corner needed to be perfect to gain a whole second on him. In fact, we were even starting to catch back up here with JTSR Mysterious a little bit, which was pretty good. Anyway, I was just looking for anywhere I could just really make up big chunks of time, and just couldn't make it happen. So here's GT Interpol. He comes across as number 1. Good job, GT Interpol. That's our winner. He says "duck you" with his livery. So here we are, way back, way back, as he crosses the finish line. And I just cannot catch that darn Mercedes and M Frias. All race long, I saw his taillights, pretty much. So, what you gonna do? Put your head down and just keep on keeping on. Come around the last corner, last chance. He would have to make a big mistake for me to get past him here. He does not. In fact, I make a little mistake right there. So I come across in 9th. Not, terrible. I got points. My first race in the GTR, not too bad. My qualifying was good, but it was a satisfying race in terms of being able to qualify high and have adversity happen and get over the adversity, and then make a respectable finish out of it. So I was pretty happy about that overall. So there we have it. 9th place, 123 points. Not too terrible. So anyway, hope you liked the video. If you did, hit the like. Really liked it, smash the subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Until then, have a good evening.